focus. I'll try. I'm trying to focus.
Sì, Mario!
I really like this the entertainment district arc. So I don't really I don't really know if I like what they're doing with the new season. Like I feel like there's some things that might need like that could have been polished. Yeah. I have the worst memory for names and for like numbers. It depends on many times I repeat them. Sometimes like if I start repeating them like 10 times maybe, and then I get like at 10 different times in my life, I start to remember them. But names, I just can't. If I haven't seen the person in a while, I'll forget. I forget it. But like the Flame Ashura or something like that, I don't remember. I really like this character, but sad death. It's so sad he died of Ligma, mate. There's also one part of the final arc. There's one fight I really love, and I'm kind of sad that in the manga it doesn't last long at all. It's like 1 or 2 chapters at most, but I feel like it's the best fight ever. It's really the best fight for me, and it's so short, sadly. It's a shame, but short and sweet, as they say. Oh, and SNK. Yeah, I guess it's easier to remember if you can write it in your mind. I mean, technically, like, yeah, and especially with kanji, since there's a meaning behind it, it's somewhat easier to remember it behind each symbol, I guess. Yeah, because usually when they make characters, they try to make it with a bit of sense with their names. Sometimes just random names that you usually see around Japan, but Japan, Nihon. Oh no. What am I doing? Oh, I forgot. All blue. It's alright, it's alright. Dude. I'm always... I'm always scared about this star. It's a fucking miracle I haven't missed it once tonight. I'm not that consistent at all as usually. I mean it's like a few seconds of time save, so I'd take it. I'll take it. And yeah, you're reading SNK, so you haven't finished it yet, right? You haven't finished Shingeki no Kyojin. Interesting. I mean, I could spoil you, but what's fun in that? And you're probably like pretty far in the story already, I guess. That was pretty bad. Did that? I know I'm at 4 because I forgot for a second there. Oh please no! Okay. Big Daddy Womp didn't womp my ass. Big Daddy Womp. No womping my ass, please, Daddy, no. Oh really? Yeah, I getcha. I mean, personally, like, nobody could spoil me because I already knew most of the story. There was like just one thing, And the funniest thing is, I realized right before they did a big reveal about like Aaron's real power, like his Titan's power, I was like, wait a minute, we still don't know what his Titan can do in terms of like power and stuff. All the other Titans have a special thing, and we don't know yet. I realized that, I was like, wait a minute. And then like the chapter right after this, they were like, well, it turns out he has this power and it explains everything. You're like, oh, okay. It's funny how they timed it really, really right on this one. But how far are you? Like, I'm guessing you're pretty far. Right? I remember like when I was reading the manga when it was just coming out back in the old days. I stopped right before the attack on the Armor Titan. I think that's his name. I'm not sure. Like just like the one chapter right before that. I remember I stopped reading because the site I was reading on in it, which was totally legal, right? Wink wink. It stopped publishing the chapters, and I don't know if it was because like the author stopped at some point. They took a break for a few months, or if yeah, always. I mean, now I have a technically legal platform to read some things, so I'm pretty glad about that. Without paying any money. But yeah, it was right before the attack on the armor Titan. I don't know. Warhammer or something. Yeah, I think it was Warhammer or something. What? Oh no! Don't mind the noise, okay? Nothing weird happening here. Just me being bad at the game. Nothing too quirky about that. You get used to it. Okay, good. What? Okay. Yep. I got scared. Like, I remember that at the time I was really angry about the story and how it went, because there were a lot of big reveals that were like yeah, gamer noises right there, gamer time. Like, I was really angry at the author because they made a bunch of huge reveals at once. That meant all the fucking, like, all the moral on all the thing they were relying on. Like, all the characters were relying on the fact that they were the only humans left in the outside world, that there were only Titans past the walls and stuff. And then big reveal, well, no, not at all. Actually, there are only Titans on your fucking island, and the rest of the world doesn't give a shit about you. I felt betrayed. I was like, so every time I was like, they're sacrificing themselves for the greatness of their country and the greatness of humanity, for the sake of humanity and all, and turns out, nah. God, get trolled, dude. It's like, bruh. I didn't get like disappointed, but I felt somewhat betrayed by the story, because yeah, they do turn it around, survival of humanity, quite a lot at the beginning, and it feels like so much more immoral. Well, uh, yeah, literally. It's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's right. There's an island there, and there are some people with like human tremendous power, but we forgot about them at this point. They're just doing literal fucking World War One on our side. What the fuck, dude? I felt betrayed, man. But honestly, I read the whole story once it was finished, and there's no point in feeling frustrated in a way. I wasn't like, yeah, when the final chapters were coming out, I read everything in one week something. I don't remember exactly. And yeah, it feels way less frustrating, I guess, when you can read it in one shot. So that's a good thing about stories that have already come up. But at the same time, there's not the same level of involvement in the story. So yeah, you're not waiting every month to get your new chapter. Oh, I don't know if you know Kingdom. It's a pretty big manga, I guess. Oh, bro. That was... Oh, drop the star! Well, yeah, it's a pretty big shonen, but like, the anime doesn't... You don't really... I feel like I haven't heard about it in like all my time until like very recently for some reason. Almost died there. That was scary. That was scary, man. Gee, boy. Oh, bro, that boulder is, dude. The boulder was aiming at me. Come on, that was not random. Oh yeah, sucks. Well, maybe one day you'll be able to translate it yourself, even though that's kind of scuffed, but I mean you could, since you are talking about it. So you don't really know about Kingdom, do you? I wouldn't say it's not well known, because it's still like on the site I'm using, it's like one of the top like read manga on the site. So I'd say it's a pretty popular one, but I feel like no one in my environment knows about it or knew about it until a few months ago. It's like a manga about... Okay, I'll be silent for a few seconds there. Oh, bro. Okay, whew. That's a big gold. That's a big one. Oh. Yeah, it's basically a shonen, a historical shonen about like how to describe it? I'd say a specific era of Chinese history, where I think it was around like the 400 years before Christ or something. Oh, bro, that was not a side flip. Come on! Oh, I can't believe it. It was around this time. It's like the China of the 5 kingdoms. You might have heard about this era through, for instance, in Prison School, there's like a character that's a big fan of actually this era of history, of Asian history and stuff. Like Gact is a big fan of that story, and blah blah blah. There's a lot of things that happens, blah blah blah. I don't care. So yeah, basically it's the story of the rise to the power of Aisei, but that's how they call him in the manga. I don't think that's his real name, though. And the rise in the military aspects of Li Xin. Well, actually just Xin at the beginning. But later on it gets called Li or something. Which is the man that made the name Li so popular in China, actually. The actual dude. It's really him. And I don't know how to describe it, honestly. It's very weird. It's about geopolitical power and stuff, and you know, the struggle to define what a man should be and stuff like that. What it is to be a man, to be a soldier, what it is, blah blah blah, to be part of an army, to be a country too, and stuff like that. It's really interesting. Has a lot of well thought out characters. Yeah, I'll try and focus there. Fuck me. One way to describe it is to say it's basically a sports shonen. I like to say that's it. It's basically a sports shonen, but instead of having like basketball, Kuroko no Basket, or I don't know, football or any sport like that, it's actually war. The sports they're doing. It's literally war, and there's much more involvement because it's war and there are real people that die and all. And so it's really like, honestly, it's like you get involved in the story. I got really absorbed by the story, I would say. Okay. So right now this run is about the pace I had earlier on, but last time I fucked it up at the end, right there. So I'm praying I don't fuck it up this time. Already I died, but it was a quick death, I guess, so it's fine. Okay, 1. 2. Oh god. Let's go! Yeah! Oh. Okay. Tell me it's a sub 19. Tell me. Oh, tell me, baby. I want to hear it. Oh! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, it feels so good. Oh my fucking god. Oh lord. Oh, I'm throbbing right now. I'm joking. Yeah, it's around 400 before Christ now. And it's very factual actually about like what it's telling in terms of story. It's like somewhat very close to what really we think happened back in the old days. Well, what we have through the transcriptions of good old it's the Shiji, I think that's the name. You could ask to Mira on Discord. He knows a bit about like actual Chinese history, because it's one of his classes, well, courses in university. But yeah, sometimes there are actually like extracts from the Shiji that I used in the narration, like to tell what the actual outcome of things were, and or what was transcribed in actual history, even though that's not what really happened sometimes. So it's really interesting, and it's a shonen, it's a sports shonen about war. I really loved it, honestly. Reading it was really fucking good, and it's still ongoing. Honestly, they could like go on with this story for literally thousands and thousands of chapters, so kind of want to see how it goes. Oh, anyway, this run was fucking so good, mate. Damn, I golden on my sub. I almost golden on Bowser 2 actually, because I kind of split late there. My one was pretty good at the beginning, but it was not exceptional, I guess.